You know what? I actually just figured something out, and the lights came on, and I can't wait to talk to you all about it. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine Season 6, Episode 5. And I just figured something out. As it pertains to all of this quad and the talking to the girls thing. Thank goodness they got to wherever they've gotten to, where they've moved past all the crazy, because all that was crazy. That drove me crazy for the last 3 weeks of them being mad and all of this kind of carrying. All of that was crazy. So I'm glad they moved on past that. But then something that really stuck out to me. Do you realize you cannot take relationship advice from everybody? You cannot take relationship advice from everybody. You cannot. And you'll try to do it and you'll be aggravated as fuck. And I'm going to explain it. Up until today, I've been so irritated with the show. This is the worst time that I've had watching Married to Medicine since it's been on the air. I've found myself uninterested. I found myself a little irritated with what's being shown, and this is the first time it's ever happened. One of the things about me, if you've been watching me anytime, you know that I always, any review that I do, and I think that's pretty much a lot of the draw to me. Anytime I do reviews, there's a whole personal feel that I actually add to my reviews, because anytime I'm watching the shows, their reality, I draw on personal experience. Is actually how, well, that's anything I watch. I draw on personal experience is how I'm able to convey to you how I feel about these things. It's always whatever happened versus a personal experience that I have. I put myself into it. So this is why you get from me what you get from me. I don't sit around and just make up things to say to you all to try to entertain you. I'm not a comedian. I'm not an actor. I am just James, and I am actually giving you my real feelings about what I've seen. That's why I don't argue back and forth with you. I put it down. I open the comments. I let you all say whatever it is you have to say, but I don't argue back and forth with you because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I told you how I felt. It's all recorded there. It's all on video. There's no need for us to go back and forth. You don't agree with what I said? So what? Now let's move on to the next thing. Now, I'm always open to learning something or looking at something, but all that old bullshit about you just don't like this and you're biased, I don't give a fuck. You really be wasting your time writing that because I don't give a fuck. But anyway, okay, so, and I guess I am a little biased because those are my feelings that I'm actually shoveling out, and I'm being real with you. So I really don't give a fuck. So just so you know. But with today's show, right away, it was the first time that I've actually gotten so irritated with Dr. Jackie. I wanted to shake Dr. Jackie until her head popped off like a Pez candy dispenser. Dr. Jackie drove me bonkers, and we're going to talk about it in a second. Let me cover this couple of things here first. First thing was Toya and Eugene. Toya and Eugene is a motherfucker. They sat there, and there was a real quick scene where they were like, so if Greg comes back around, are we actually going to be cool with Greg? Why wouldn't y'all be? Y'all doing too much. Y'all are doing too much. You're putting yourself too much into the situation. Y'all not married to Greg or Quad. Chill. Yes, you all should still be cool with Greg, no matter what. Even when they separate and the divorce goes through, Toya and Eugene, you two motherfuckers should still be cool with Quad, and you should still be cool with Greg. You were not a part of the marriage. Okay. Mariah, girl, we had a good day today. We had a good day today. This was an excellent show as it pertains to me and Mariah. Mariah actually did something that was so important. And I kind of skipped over because I said again, I've been in a bad spot where as it pertains to this show this season, but I have to take the time to commend Mariah because Mariah is putting out a lot of information about dealing with a preteen daughter, and she's really showing that she is an excellent mother to Lauren. And I have to give you your props where your props are due. You, Miss Mariah Huck, are an excellent mother. Excellent. She is opening the doors, showing her all of the things that are very, very important that I know it's hard to believe, but a lot of mothers are skipping these things and missing these things. And we got little girls that are graduating high school and don't know nothing about a OBGYN. How is that possible? But it is. But it is. There are a lot of young ladies that are being brought along who know nothing about taking care of their body. They know nothing about cleansing their body. They know nothing about um, mammograms and different things that are going to be coming down the pike for them as they get older. If your mother doesn't teach you, where are you supposed to learn it from? If your mother doesn't teach you, where are you supposed to learn it from? So Mariah Huck, hats off to you, darling, because whereas there are mothers that are fucking up in this area, ma'am, you're standing in the gap for those mothers that are not doing what it is they're supposed to do. So these things that Mariah is recording with her daughter, where yes, it's invasive, yes, it's intrusive, of her and Lauren's life, but I promise you, there's somebody who Mariah is actually reaching, and I'm sure it's making a difference in some people's lives. So absolutely my hats off to Mariah for that. I thought it was a great conversation that Lauren and Mariah had with Simone, and Mariah was clean as hell. When everything she had on, her outfit, hair, everything, I was like, all right, bitch. Clean as hell when she took Lauren down to Simone's office. But it was a great conversation that they had. And I watched, because I didn't even realize that Simone actually delivered Lauren. So that I thought that was a nice turn. I brought you here, Charles. So absolutely, you should be comfortable with me helping you out with these things and talking to you. And she literally she didn't even just go in for an appointment. She took her in to introduce her to the process. You took the time to take her in and introduce her to the process. And it is important. Woman's vaginal care, it is important. You don't take care of that box will take care of you. It'll take your ass out of here. Believe it. Don't think it's a joke, because it's not. You don't take care of your cuckoo will take care of you, honey. And your ass will be laying up in the cold, hard ground. It's important. It really is. It's important. It's tied to too many things that are all in your body. It'll fuck you up. You don't keep up on it, it'll fuck you up. But I love how with the things that Simone actually, she put Mariah out naturally, because you have to do that now, for HIPAA and all of that. You can't really sit in on a lot of things like that with the young girls and boys. But everything that Simone really talked about, did y'all notice how she basically, she left the door open, like where she could contact her and she'd be able to talk to her, and all of that kind of thing, because she knows some things she's not going to be comfortable talking to her mother about. But did you notice how she redirect everything back to the importance of talking to Mariah with everything, whether it be little boys, friendships, school, everything she talked to Lauren about, she redirected the importance of keeping Mariah abreast of what's going on with Lauren. I thought that was pure genius. I loved that whole scene. I really did. Love that whole scene. So, thumbs up to Mariah and Simone, and also Lauren for even allowing it to be shared. Because if Lauren didn't want to do it, it wouldn't have got done. I promise you it wouldn't have. That's the kind of mommy she seems like. I can't imagine that she would have made her, and Aiden would have made her do that scene if she didn't want to. So hats off to you three ladies for that. I'm sure that's going to help somebody. Okay, so Quad and Jackie. Quad goes over to Jackie's house. Hilarious. First things first, Jackie offered Quad something to eat. Quad's old shady ass. It's like, child, everybody knows Jackie doesn't cook, honey. Jackie prepares plates, honey. She plates things. She buys little stuff. She puts it on a plate, honey. She gives it to you. And she told her, no, baby, I'll just take some water. I said, you shady heifer. Now I'll just take some water. And anyway, they sat down there. And right away, we see Quad crying and the different things. That's always the thing. Oh, she's a crybaby. She's emotional. That's who she is. But as far as this whole thing goes, as it pertains to Gregory and this woman and all of this, she's embarrassed. She's hurt. She's angry. And I mean, she's angry. Like, you can't even get around it. The anger is really overthrown everything. She is angry. And I think she's the embarrassment of it all. It's a public figure. It's not helping with the anger, honey. She is angry, and you can see it. I've spoken about it before. Even when she's on Sister Circle, she's angry. She's angry, and Quad does a pretty good job of turning things on and turning things off, but not this. It is spilling over into everything she does. Every post that she makes, every appearance that she makes that has anything to do with Gregory Lunsford, she's fucking angry. Okay? Angry. And guess what? I ain't even got no problem with it. Now, I wish she would stop, because after a while, it's kind of not a good look. You know what I mean? Because you got a job to do. So it's not a good look to be, and you don't want to be the angry black woman on television. You really don't. But hey, it is what it is. Because I can't really sit in a whole lot of judgment, because guess who I am? I'm an angry black motherfucker. I get angry when it comes to situations of the heart. That's why I don't date. That's why I haven't dated, because I was that angry black bitch, just like Quad. I know what you feel. I know I've never been married. I've never been married. But I've been in a long-term relationship that fucked me around. And let me tell you, I was motherfucking angry. And at times when I think back about it now, I get angry still. Angry. I understand. So, this is what she got going on. But Gregory is literally sitting around in half of a story and playing. Because he still ain't never admitted to everything he did. And I don't give a fuck what he says. I believe every word that other woman, that Jackie woman, that he was in the hotel room with, I believe every word that woman says. I believe he sucked her pussy. I believe it. And she sucked his little dick. I believe it. I don't believe for one moment. I don't believe that. I do believe that he tried to screw her without a condom. I don't believe that that she let him. You know. But I don't believe him. With all that bullshit about how you left, you're a liar. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't believe it. You sitting around a half of a story, which I'm sure none of that is doing anything but adding to her anger. Now, let me tell you how I got angry with Jackie. Because Jackie sat there, and that's when my light came on. Jackie, Quad went over there to the house to talk to you. And she's opening up to you. And she was being honest about what her issues were. She was mad as hell. And Jackie was sitting there in judgment. Jackie was sitting there in judgment. What you said was, whatever you decide to do, and this is what they did with you, Jackie. Everybody said, whatever you want to do, that's what we're going to do. You decided to take Curtis back. And everybody said, okay, no problem. They welcomed Curtis back into the fold. Even old ignorant ass Toya, they welcomed Curtis back into the fold. They did that. Is that what you're doing, Jackie? Is that what you're doing? Or are you pushing your beliefs of how you think it should be handled onto Quad? Well, y'all are two different people. Because in the beginning, you knew Quad wasn't never on board really with you taking Curtis back. Not from the gate. Because she's not built like that. That's not the way she operates. And that, if you don't believe me, go back and watch the episodes from last year. Quad, I thought, was madder than Jackie. I understand it. I have that personality type. I don't do the cheating thing. I don't do it. I don't bounce back from it well. It take a good old bitch to do it. Jackie, I don't know what you're made out of that you're able to do it, because I have to be honest with you. When I look at Curtis now, I don't think Curtis is sorry about what he did to Jackie. And I don't believe that he won't do it again. I believe he took his notes. And I believe that when he moves on her again, he'll move in a more proficient way. But I definitely think he'll move again because he's arrogant. He's arrogant. And I don't think he's sorry at all. I think he's sorry that he got embarrassed. Because I think she was just supposed to just swallow it without no pushback. But they were on TV. And I just always felt like he felt as though he was teaching her a little bit of a lesson. He's arrogant as fuck. Very arrogant with his ugly ass. I couldn't get with it. But this is what happened. So let me tell you about the whole personal thing that ended up happening to me when I was watching her and Jackie. Whenever I was going through my little situation, and I've told you all about it before, I've not gone into great detail. But at the time, there's a person that I'm very, very cool with who actually went through all of that with me. And she had some very similar things that had actually gone on. In my 8.5 years with that man, I went through a lot of cheating, a lot of cheating, and a lot of lying, and a lot of dishonesty. With male and with female. And then there were babies that actually came out of that situation as well, and not my babies. Babies that came out of that situation. I was cheated on, and a baby was brought into the fold. So I've been there, okay? The person who I was close with, she was going through some of the same things. She'd been cheated on. She'd been lied to. She had even and more shit happening with her relationship. She forgave. And it was always the thing. Chef, you need to, child. Well, it's no. He shouldn't have did that. But that was the way she lived. He shouldn't have did that. But shouldn't have did that. But, and I remember being so angry with her a lot of times, because a lot of times she wasn't the person that I needed to be talking to. She was more of an aggravation because he's dogging the shit out of me. I'm talking to you, and bitch, you telling me about how it ain't all that bad. It ain't all that bad to you, bitch, because you got a motherfucker dogging you out. And you sucking it up and eating it. And so I eventually got tired and left that shit all alone. I left it alone and I'm like, fuck all that bullshit. Let me explain to you. To this day, that person will tell me, I really liked him. He wasn't really all that bad to this day. To this day. And it's been many, many years. To this day, that bitch is still preaching that bullshit. And let me tell you about her relationship. That man continued on doing all what he was going to do to her. I broke off with mine. He continued doing more things with her. Babies and the whole 9 yards. And then eventually he got tired of dogging her and walked off and left her. She never left. He got tired of dogging her and went the fuck on and walked on off and left. And to this day, you still telling me about how I moved too hasty and my little guy was just nice and everybody ain't the person to be giving you no motherfucking love advice, okay? They're not. And when they become more, when you getting irritated and angry with them, because I saw it. Quad had gotten just as irritated with Jackie. Gregory's calling with the bullshit, calling Quad. Quad ain't don't want to talk. And Jackie's looking at her like, well, wait a minute, Quad. No, bitch. I'm angry. I don't want to talk to him. Fuck him. I don't want to talk. Because one of the options is I could leave him. Jackie wasn't even approaching the option. Act really shocked. Jackie's whole thing, I believe, was to talk Quad into trying to fix her marriage. Quad's marriage don't need fixed. Quad's marriage needs done. It needs ended. I got so irritated with Jackie. I really did. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't really be so irritated with Jackie because I think it just kind of threw me onto my little personal thing. You know what I mean? But whatever. I got angry with Jackie. It is what it is. Deal with it. Anyhow. Okay, so I haven't spent a lot of time on that. Let's move on. Heavenly, we saw Damon Jr. and Dr. Damon. And I left because when you see the two of them, and he looks exactly like the two of them. He really, they really gave that boy the best of what the two of them had to give. Because I don't find Heavenly attractive nor Damon attractive. But little Damon is actually attractive. The mixture of the two, they're good looking kids. Same thing with Allura. Allura is the best. Their kids they gave them both of them, they gave their children the best of what they had to give, and their kids turned out looking attractive. Because I don't find either one of them attractive. I'm not saying they're ugly, but I don't find them attractive. They're not attractive to me. But their children, they got good looking children. So that was pretty funny. I just laughed at that, and I laughed at the fact that little Damon understands. By all means, keep all friends and especially girlfriends away from your mammy because your mammy's a crazy bitch. I just cracked up laughing at that. She was talking to Dr. Damon about the fact that her doctor says that she needs to revisit her past. She needs to go back to Miami, take a road trip, to try to tap into some old memories and old feelings so she can kind of work through what her issues are. Then he talked about some hypnosis or whatever. Dr. Damon was not feeling that. Neither am I. That's some old, I ain't into no hypnosis bullshit. But she decided to take the road trip and she gonna take Jackie and Simone with her. So I was like, that was cool. Then the guys all got together, all of the guys. And of course, the focus was on Gregory. Gregory is full of shit. Gregory's full of shit. And the only person that came out with the real shit was Eugene. Eugene was like, child, when I was younger, I wanted my mom and my dad to separate because they just kept arguing and shit wasn't going to get no better. Thank you, Eugene. Gregory need to get the fuck on. Him and Quad ain't going to work. Ain't nothing to fix. Fuck all that. Toya and Eugene have gotten together. What they've decided is to build a house. I said, well, thank goodness they finally got around to that. Makes more sense. So they're going to move over to Alpharetta, Georgia, where they can get this decent sized house that they want for the money that they want to spend, and stop trying to play rich. So finally, the right decision. Simone and Cecil. They spoke a little bit about rejoining in one house. Um, Cecil's actually not working. He's just trying to figure out exactly what his next moves are going to be, and that whole kids force thing is actually on hold. The programmer for the company, his company actually went under. Hello, go get a new programmer. Let's go, because that'll fuck up the bond, honey. That'll fuck it up. Let's go. That little 25 G's. Get a new programmer. He ain't the only one, honey. You're in Atlanta. Find somebody and get it moving. Next thing, Contessa and Dr. Scott go and they actually see the doctor about doing the um, mastectomy on Dr. Contessa. Now it makes more sense because I didn't have all the information when they said that Dr. Contessa has had abnormal mammograms for the past 10 years. Now I understand why she made that decision. The very last thing, and you can see that both of them are pretty worried about it, but it is what it is. And now it makes sense to me. I'm on board because it makes sense. But Contessa, girl, you wearing me out. Contessa's whole storyline, let's see, it is wearing me out. Your family is really going through some stuff. Um, wow. So I'll definitely be praying for Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott and their family and her father and all of that. They got a lot going on, y'all. And the very last thing we saw in the episode was Dr. Contessa got a call from her doctor that was like, okay, for surgery. She's like, I had an opening. And she's like, what? She's like, 24 hours. And you can see the fear in Contessa's face. I got you. I understand. I understand. Be praying for you, girl. But I'm like, whoa, lot. It's a lot. Um, Heavenly got her trip off to a start. They've actually gone ahead and flown to Miami. They were in the car. I was laughing my ass off at Jackie and Simone. Honey, with Heavenly driving the car, they was looking at each other. Did you see how nervous they looked with Heavenly driving that car? Because Heavenly's a scatterbrain. I don't want to be riding around in Miami with Heavenly, with her non-driving ass. She was doing everything but driving. I said, bitch. Mm-mm. But they cut in real fast with some stuff. Um, and they were just talking about, you just start to see how a lot of Heavenly's personality. Heavenly is just she ghetto. She ghetto, and she got some gutter snipe type of shit with her. She did. Her her responses are like this. She could be a nasty bitch when she wants to be. It is. She's one of the people. When Heavenly gets old, Heavenly's gonna be one of them old crotchety bitches that really do believe they can say whatever they want to say to people. She's gonna be one of those bitches. It just is what it is. Cause like Jackie was like, Heavenly, do you got any baked chicken? It's just Jackie, just eat what the fuck is out there. You don't talk to adults like that. You really don't. You don't talk to adults like that. And people be thinking it's funny. That shit ain't funny. That shit is not funny. And people who act like that at 30 something and 40 something, trust me, when they get 60 and 70 something, they're nasty bitches. My mother's sister, she's like that. That bitch thinks that saying smart little things is cute and funny. And it's not. My aunt is now 73 years old and she walks around, and when she comes in the door, family members won't admit it. They won't admit it around her or her children. But the truth is, when she walks into a place, people cringe. When they see my aunt, they cringe like, oh, here come this bitch. Here come this bitch. What's she going to do now? Because she's always saying something off color. She's always saying something curt and cut. And she thinks this shit's cute. And it's not cute. It's not cute to always think you grabbing up a laugh. Bitch, you to laugh. So this is kind of, that's what I see in Evelyn. And I always tell y'all, I can't do her. Come on, I grew up with my mother's sister my whole life. And I've always been that way. I love my aunt. I do. I don't fuck with my aunt. I don't speak to her at this point. I don't fuck with her. I don't fuck with her. But I'm that one person out of the family that will stop her and be like, bitch, not today. Not today, bitch. And me and her will go there. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, I ain't sitting around at no function waiting on that bitch to come through and call herself hurt my feelings. She already know, bitch, if you breeze this way, baby, I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to start at your hair, and I'm going to end up at them cheap outfits you wear. Hey, don't start with me. Don't start with me. And her and her kid, fuck her and her kids. I ain't got no problem. If you start it, I'm going to finish it. But that's just my aunt. And anyway, I'm leaving it alone right now, but that's just the way it is. That's who Heavenly is. I know what that looks like in her age range. I know what it looks like after she gets past her age range. That shit ain't cute. It ain't cute, and it ain't never going to get no better. She going to be a nasty old crotchety bitch. And you should take up bingo, because most of those type of bitches, they all play bingo. So you should take up bingo, Heavenly, so you can be good at it by the time you get to be an old bitch. A mess. All that old smart talking shit and all that combativeness. Just like Jackie said, now let's don't start getting all combative. Because she did. Jackie told her one thing. She wasn't even being out of order. And she came fired back at Jackie. It was I would rather you call people a bitch than to say things the way you be saying. Well, didn't you bring Jackie there to uphold you and support you in your thing? So why is you insulting her? Bitch, if you don't sit your motherfucking ass down, Heavenly, bitch. Anyway, I'm done with this. I done talked way too long. Anyway, but I'm back on board. Married to Medicine. It was a good episode. Yeah, they got me in my feelings today. But anyway, all right, you guys. I will talk with you guys later. See ya.